It is always great to have leaders sitting like this and reflecting back on what leadership is. Because you see, many of us want to lead, but none of us want to be led. And this is where the case comes. What is leadership? And are you prepared to be led by others? So my topic today is leading to be led. But the question that starts every time is the debate of many years: are leaders made or are leaders born? You see, and this debate has been raging for many years, and I don't see an end to it. But what we want to do today is to tell a story from this perspective: leading to be led. So there is a saying from Ronald Reagan, I think it was, and he said, the greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does great things. He is the one that gets people to do great things. That is a leader. Now the question to start this is exactly that. Are you the one that does great things? Or are you the one that is leading others, that is influencing others, that is making others do and achieve great things? And I suppose when we look at that, then we can possibly be able to come to a conclusion of whether leaders are born or leaders are made. Now, are we leading? What is leadership? What defines leadership? How do we know if we are leaders? But yet, how do we know if we are good or great leaders? And the first thing I want to raise today is that if you are creating and inspiring a vision, then you are leading. If you are creating and inspiring a vision for the future, then you are probably leading. If you're motivating others and helping them achieve the greatest of things, you are leading. Are we leading? And that becomes a question that we need to ask ourselves every single time. In our deeds and everything that we do, we need to go back to that question and say, am I leading? Now, are you leading? Are you managing the delivery of this vision that you are inspiring and that you are carrying and that you are getting others to see? Because if you are managing the delivery of that vision, then you are probably leading. Are you changing the lives of others to the best? Because that's what leaders do. Leaders change the lives of others to the best. Leaders don't come to people's lives and leave those lives unchanged, untouched, leaving them the same. Leaders impact on the lives of others in the most positive way. That is perhaps what we can call good leadership. But are you giving hope? When others have lost hope, when others don't know if they are coming or going, when others don't know if they still should continue with this vision, if they should still continue, if they still have got in them the strength, the zest, the oomph to carry on with this vision, and if you come in and you say to them, come with me, let me lead the way, hold my hand, let's go for this vision, then you are leading, because you are giving hope when hope is lost. Now, I like thinking back and going back to this quote and thinking, what are others saying about leadership? Or what have others said in building leaders? And I remember the words of Eisenhower. He said, leadership is the art of getting someone to do something you want because they want to do it. Do you get that? Leadership is the art of getting someone to do something that you want because they want to. You see, leaders get people to do things because those people understand why they should do them. They want to do them. They see the vision of doing them. They don't do it because of fear. They don't do it because they know if they don't do it, you are going to do something. No, 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 no. Leaders get people to do things because they want to do it. So if you go back a little bit and you think, what is it that leadership is not? Then you realize that, look, leadership is not management. No, no, no. Leadership is not management. Leadership is not education. Leadership, it's not a salary that you are getting. The fact that you are being paid more than anyone else, and that doesn't mean you are a leader, doesn't mean you are a great leader, does not mean you are a good leader. So leadership, it's not a salary. Leadership, it's not action because of fear. Are you getting that? Leadership, it's not action because of fear. So people are not doing something because they are afraid of the repercussions. They are afraid of the consequence. People are doing something because they are motivated, because they are inspired to do it. So leadership is not the fear. Leadership, it's nothing to do with titles. It doesn't matter what you are called. It doesn't matter if you're a director, you're a boss, you're a doctor. It does not matter because that title is not leadership. Leadership is what we do. Leadership is who we are. Leadership is that inspiring of others. Leadership, it's not what you learn at school, but leadership, it's what you become. So I want us to look at these things, and when we talk about leadership, to a bit understand where we are heading with leadership and what are we supposed to be as leaders. How are we supposed to be the leaders? So it becomes very important. I want to talk also about this African idea of leadership. I call it a communal leadership, because this is the type of leadership that I understand very well. This is the type of leadership that I get to implement, that I get to live. You see, I am a chief from a tribe of Bahulukwe, and this is where I have learned to understand this communal leadership, where this leadership is not about individuals, but this leadership is about a community. And that is why I'm saying to you today, leading to be led. Because if you are leading to be led, you are able to follow others. You are able to understand where others are planning to go, where others want to go, and you are able to understand how to get others to follow you through this path. And this communal leadership, it's when the community is united on a vision. This community is so united at this vision that they all see it together. They see it the same way. They look up and it's clear, it's crisp. They can touch it, they can smell it, they can taste it. It's the vision of the whole community. That's the type of leadership that I want you to understand, and I want you to strive in building. The communal leadership. It's the leadership where it's a transformational leadership, where it does not leave people the same way. When it changes people, it makes them, if one is not following the path where the others are following, this one is inspired, is influenced to follow this direction and understand this leadership that everyone is so crazy about, so hyped up about, and they end up wanting to do it. So it's very transformational when you're talking about communal leadership. Communal leadership as well is being able to stand together behind the vision. Standing together behind the vision. Understanding that this is where we have to go. And we're going to have to stand behind this vision, even if it is not what I personally want. But if this is what is good for the team, if this is what is good for the community, you follow that. That is being able to lead, to be led. But the last one that I want us to talk about when you're talking about communal leadership is the village raising a child. You see, in communal leadership, we understand that no parent owns a child. We understand that children are children of a community, and the children are raised by a community. So when you understand this leadership, you understand even in a workplace, when you sit and look, you understand that you need to lead others, not only those that follow you, but you need to lead even the ones that lead you. You need to lead the ones that are carrying the vision of the organization, and you need to lead the ones that are following the vision of the organization. So everyone in this organization is looking at you as an individual to lead them, and you need to be able to step up to the plate and lead others while you are being led. See, so that is the whole idea of this communal leadership, where we understand that we are a community doing things as a community, that the vision is clear, that we follow the vision, that we know where we're going. And if you look at this type of communal leadership is also a leadership that we probably saw when South Africa was going through its transformational period, whereby it didn't become about individuals and what individuals wanted, but it became about what is good for the country, what is good at that moment for everyone. Forget your personal feelings. What is it that will work for us? What is it that is going to make us better as leaders? So we need to understand that. Because you see, in the absence of this good leadership and that, you then start seeing chaos. You see, chaos brings itself out. Then you start seeing everything being chaotic. There is no order. Because there is no leadership, there is no one to follow, there is no one to inspire and the vision. Then from chaos, you would understand that we start forming these fiefdoms where people have got their own little kingdoms in this big kingdom. Now, when you are a leader, you do understand, and true leaders do not start fiefdoms, because true leaders understand that you can never divide this vision, because the minute you start dividing this vision, and then we lose it, because everyone now is looking for themselves and not for the good of the organization. We need to stick to the good of the organization. So you understand exactly that my role is not a fiefdom. My role